It's a pleasure to welcome in A's team president Dave Kaval during these busy times. Dave, we certainly appreciate it. And we talked to you on Friday. We know where things stood back then. The city had just come out with their own term sheet. You guys were a specific distance apart. I'm curious what conversations took place over this past weekend, and did any progress get made?
We're still working really hard to try to get to a consensus on a deal with the city. We've had marathon negotiations back and forth, especially today has been pretty intense. We're still not there. You know, there's still a gap in a lot of the pieces of the puzzle, but we remain hopeful that we can actually get to something by tomorrow that could be voted on. You know, we really want to get a positive vote on our proposal with some of the, areas that we've made concessions around the edges, and get that in front of the council and get to a yes.
So everybody's aware of what hopefully is going to be a vote tomorrow, and a good vote tomorrow. But before all that, as far as I understand it, there's going to be a meeting. There's going to be some dialogue back and forth. What do you expect the tone to be like tomorrow before any kind of vote?
Well, there's going to be a lot of public comment. I brought probably a couple hours. You know, there's so many people who have strong opinions on both sides of this issue. And I think it's really important in a democracy that we allow people to share their points of view. So that'll be the first aspect. Then you'll have the council members talking on the dais, probably asking the additional questions, trying to understand, more about the deal, and to hopefully get to a point where they can vote on something that we agree to. They can't just take a vote on what they released on Friday, which is not something that works for us, and claim that as a victory. It has to be something there's consensus, and that's what we're really pushing towards tonight.
I'm not hoping this happens, Dave, but I'm asking this as a potential just to get everybody prepared for it. I suppose there could even be a possibility that they just don't bring up the vote. Maybe they say they're not ready for this. Again, a hypothetical, but if something like that were the case, what would be the Oakland A's next move?
Well, it'd be unfortunate if we couldn't actually get to a vote tomorrow, because we've put so much into this and we've been asking for a vote on our proposal for like 6 months or something. So, that would be disappointing. But, by the same token, I think we have been clear about what we're willing to do. We've made concessions around things like non-relocation, and we want to do what it takes and, fight to the end here to get to a yes vote, because this project means so much to us, the A's, as well as our community.
I understand that you're not going to tell me specifics of what's been discussed, but am I correct in assuming that everything in the past couple days and moving forward is just down to two issues? Is it just affordable housing and the infrastructure financing? Is that the meat of everything right now?
Well, there's some additional taxes they're trying to impose on the project, a condo transfer tax, a transportation tax. So those are material items, too, that have been added. So we have actually probably 4 or 5 things that need to get figured out. I remain hopeful. We remain working in good faith to try to get there. And we'll continue to do that up until the very end. But at the end of the day, we do need an up-down vote. Going sideways or voting on something that we don't agree with or doesn't have any details doesn't really achieve the goal of this whole vote and endeavor.
Dave, I saw the opinion piece today in the LA Times essentially saying that Major League Baseball has not done enough for the Oakland A's throughout this 20-year process, which you know and understand as much as anybody. I certainly agree with it from my outside perspective. They could have been helpful in more spots along the way, but I'm curious, as for right now, that opinion piece also suggests that Rob Manfred and baseball should step in and do more with these negotiations. You've been the point guard of this so far. You've handled everything. You've done all the talking. You've done a lot of the front man work. Would you welcome baseball to jump in and be a part of this now and moving forward?
I think it's important to remember that baseball has been a part of this, and that I've personally had regular conversations with Commissioner Manfred on all aspects of this negotiation, the 5 years that I've spent leading it, and I think even the years before that. So, baseball has been involved, and I think it's, provided its point of view. And right now, the key point of view is that we're running out of time, and we need a place to play, and we only have a lease here through 2024, and we need to see more progress. And that's why we really need to have agreed upon financial terms and a financial framework that we get a thumbs up on tomorrow.
Speaking of that, it wasn't long ago we saw a report out of Las Vegas saying that the Oakland A's could at some point temporarily use the Aviators ballpark, whether it was to bridge to a Las Vegas stadium, whether it was to bridge to Howard Terminal, whatever. But it got me thinking, and my question is this: whether it's because you want to or whether it would be because you have to, is there any possibility that the A's would play in Las Vegas at that AAA ballpark as soon as next season?
Well, we're really focused on the vote for our waterfront stadium tomorrow, and we're hoping to get a positive vote. So things like that are not really on our mind right now. And, you know, I think, you know, even the discussions about using the Aviator Stadium, it was more of a hypothetical question, which I think in certain scenarios could be possible. But of course, it would have to be at the discretion of Major League Baseball, their operations staff, the office of the commissioner, to see if something like that was even possible. So I think it's kind of too early to say on stuff like that, Brody. And right now, we're just really focused on a yes vote tomorrow in front of the city council. All
right, Dave, last thing here. You're an optimistic guy. I am sensing optimism in our conversation here. What can you tell me about gut instinct, what you've known and seen behind the scenes, what the public has seen? You know, I feel like A's fans have maybe some built-in pessimism just based on this has been a hard job, and I know you've been leading the way. It's been a hard thing to even get to this point. You remain pretty optimistic. What can you tell the fans right now about how you stand on this and how you think it's going to go?
Well, we have an incredible vision for the waterfront, and we put everything out there to get to a yes vote. Billions of dollars in private capital is ready to go. We just need the city council to see the forest through the trees, look at the holistic benefits of this project, and vote yes on our proposal. And that's all we're asking for. It's really a win for the city. It's a win for the A's. It's a win for baseball in Oakland, in the Bay Area. And that's why we've been driving so hard to get to a definitive vote so we know.
Dave, you already know how I feel about this. You probably also know I won't be sleeping very well tonight. I hope you sleep well, and I hope things do go well for the team and everybody involved tomorrow.
Thanks so much.